Thank you so much for continuing to join our weekly devotional for real estate professionals. It's been a joy to be able to continue to record this, and I'm so thankful you guys are getting a lot out of it. Had a lot of good feedback, so awesome. Today we're going to talk about Second Corinthians 9:8 and Philippians 4:19. This is a fun one. Get ready. It's entitled Live Abundantly, Live Life Abundantly, and God is able to bless you abundantly so that in all things, at all times, having all that you need, you will abound in every good work. Philippians 4:19 says, "And my God will meet all your needs according to the riches of his glory of Jesus Christ." Here's the fun part, okay? There's a way out. There's a lot of difficulties you deal with in your business, and keeping your focus on God and the Bible will definitely help lead you that way. Using verses like this will help you understand a little bit more about scarcity versus abundancy because we get to live life in abundance. If you follow God, let God lead your way, He wants to lead you down that path. He wants you to lead a life where you have what you need, you're living within your needs and what you have within your means and what you have. But a lot of it's this victim mentality that we just feel like everything we're doing is failing, and we're finding excuses, constant excuses of why we can't get there, why it's not working for us. I'm going to talk about the comfort zone. The comfort zone is probably the most difficult thing you have in your business. The comfort zone is this bubble, and you may have seen this graph before, but it's a bubble that has a safety place where you feel comfortable. You're afraid to kind of get through that fear zone. That fear zone is where you deal with lack of confidence. You find excuses. You're affected by other people's opinions. And if you can somehow get past that fear zone into your what we call the abundance, that where you have that you're out of that scarcity and you start to get into the abundance mindset. Next thing you know it, you're in a learning zone. That's a fun place to be. That's where you can deal with challenges easily. You can acquire new skills. I love when you get to feed your tool belt with new tools, extending that comfort zone past the fear zone into the learning zone, and then you jump into the growth zone. Growth zone is where you start to find purpose for your life. You're living dreams. You get to set new goals and you get to conquer new objections. You're going to always have objections, but conquering them, getting you past that into that growth zone is where you really start moving to another level. That's when things really start to shift and fall into place. But it always is going to go back to, are you able to do it? Or is this too much for me? Or am I? And if you really do break it down, typically it's going to be broken down into maybe the systems just aren't quite right. We need to readjust them a little bit, get them back to a place where you can be. In real estate, as in life, we often find ourselves juggling between these two different types of mindsets. Scarcity mindset, it's filled with a lot of excuses, but you can get past that. You don't have to be in that mindset. An abundant mindset, I mean, that's where that's where your faith is built. Resilience, willingness to embrace the unknown. It's a positive, solution-oriented, and it's rooted to humility. It really is. People with an abundance mindset, people with abundance mindset understand that challenges are part of growth. They actively seek the uncomfortable because honestly, they just know that uncomfortableness is beyond that. The progress, the growth in your life is beyond that uncomfortableness. If you can get past that uncomfortable and start to get past that, that's where the progress, that's where your lives start to change and enhance and everything starts to come into play. But it's a tough place to be. The mindset takes discipline. It takes discipline for you, and it also takes accountability for you. It's a choice that you make to be accountable, to allow yourself to someone else, allow someone else to hold you accountable. That's a difficult thing as well. In real estate, there's two different mindsets constantly. It's the agents who work from abundance are not only more fulfilled, but also more successful. They typically become more successful. They're willing to take on those hard tasks and follow up with new leads that maybe they wouldn't typically do. Instead of being so nervous about calling maybe a for sale by owner expired, instead they start thinking, maybe I'm going to meet somebody new. Maybe I'm going to meet a new person. Maybe I'm going to meet a new friend for life when I make this new phone call. That's kind of more in that abundance mindset instead of scarcity, scared to make the call. So it's a great place to be. Psalms 107:20 said he sent out his word and healed them. He sent out his word and healed them. He rescued them from the grave. Living life with a scarcity mindset is like living life with chains. It's like having chains on. Um, so it's a good place to be to really get you past that, get uncomfortable, and just have fun because that's where you're going to start seeing your true growth starting to happen.